In Session, mezclando Carlos Grau, Valencia.
Trying to find a way.
Sonido Deep House de la mano de Carlos Grau.
Hello, traders. Welcome to the stream. what a recovery, what a turnaround, and you think that maybe Bitcoin's decoupling from the S&P, kind of the stream title, the thumbnail and all that, any technical development, such a short amount of time between yesterday and today, all we got is the 4 hour, but look, clear as day. A low, a higher low, higher levels, negative momentum, nearing neutral, so that's completely developed hidden bullish divergence that would indicate a continuation to the upside. And so far, the price, you know, discussing yesterday between like 42 and 44K, not much there. And here we are for the greater part of 8 hours. The buyers have been testing $44,444. If you don't know what that is, I can just show you again, looking left. This level was pretty much created back in 2022. Yeah, I mean, that's really a resistance as well as 44.5, and that's legit the top so far. We haven't really been able to see Bitcoin above that level too much, but here you go. You got to break this level if you're going to be a varsity athlete, if you're going to do anything. So that's just the update. Very nice to see Bitcoin go up a good 3+% as the S&P 500 made its lowest price since December 13th. I guess one thing that's maybe could be good is look at the negative momentum that on the daily on Bitcoin. We haven't seen positive momentum since December 11th. 3 weeks plus, and we are now at the lowest level of negative momentum we've seen since there was none, right? This is the lowest level. So that's good to see, and RSI is very close to the bullish control zone, 58.5. Wow, holy crap. So just understand, I mean, you're just ping-ponging between levels, inflection points. You haven't broken 44.4. In fact, you rallied and you tested it today, and that's it. It's been tested as resistance, nothing more. But again, you could use your imagination on the lesser time scales. I'm kind of doing it with this trend line here, where you think, hey, is this like kind of accumulation maybe? Because all you're doing is higher lows. Look, these two lows, those the bullish back test to 40,665, and then you got higher lows than that. And pay attention to where the candles close. And now we have literally the highest low of the entire uptrend that's been going on for about a year now. And before the highest low, what did we see? The highest high. So you're trying to tell me we got the highest high and the highest low, two most recent discernible events on the 4 hour. Can't tell me that's like bad, right? I mean, it's kind of a good thing. Still trying to get over this crud. Not feeling the best again today. So that is Bitcoin. 4 hour, 12 hour? 12 hour, not much. I mean, just kind of, you can see it. Higher lows, highest low, highest high. Great. All right, we'll keep the Bitcoin chart up above my head at all times. So any price action, you won't miss it. Here's your Ethereum. Underperformed Bitcoin. Most things did. You know, the big drawdown the altcoins saw, really almost none recovered. I mean, we had like 10% down day across the board. Even Ethereum, you can see, is just not really recovered as well. So it kind of seems like you're stuck between 2,130 and 2,400. I mean, that is definitely a range. And if you're at 2268, you are in the dead middle of that range. Just going, sitting sideways for the greater part of a month, 3 weeks to a month. Kind of similar to Bitcoin. That's it. Do we have anything on the 4 hour? I don't know. I'm not really looking at Ethereum too much on the 4 hour. No, you can't say there's hidden bullish divergence because it was a lower low on the close. Just bearish convergence. But again, 2130 was tested. They held it. I mean, I guess if you're really looking at the 4 hour and you really care about that channel trend line, I mean, it seems like they broke it and they're trying to defend it right now. Trying to defend that 4 hour 200 simple moving average as they've been trying to defend that since the 18th. Testing, 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 testing. Feel like I'm at a pre-concert. All the tests. Okay. Not much. I mean, Bitcoin really was kind of like the star today. And dude, there's some like, what, the on-chain stuff. It's kind of crazy on Bitcoin. So on Wednesday, over 28,000 Bitcoin left Coinbase. That equates to about $1.19 billion. This massive single day outflow. It's the largest recorded since December 14th, 2022. And we knew what happened December 14th, 2022, chat? Well, we could just look back in case we got some amnesia or dementia going on. December 14th. December 14th. What happened a week or two after a huge amount of Bitcoin got taken off exchanges? The uptrend began. So we're seeing, huge outflows of Bitcoin off exchanges again. So you think that a decrease in the number of coins held on exchanges is interpreted as a shift towards long-term holding, preference for direct custody. You clearly understand. I mean, we are now 6 days or less than 6 days away from regulatory clarity, the SEC making a decision. And it's kind of just uncanny that the day that we saw like massive, like what, $500 million plus of liquidations, stop hunts, liquidity grabs, that day is when you saw that 1.19 billion taken off the exchange, not put back on, taken off. Yeah, so this is happening on Coinbase. So what's crazy is over the past like 3 days, Coinbase has witnessed an outflow exceeding 30,000 Bitcoin. And that's the largest outflow since May of this year, or last year. This withdrawal brings the exchange's balances, the balance on Coinbase, on their exchange, right, of Bitcoin, 411,000 Bitcoin, right? And that's the lowest level since May of 2015. So we're talking like 9-year lows on Bitcoin that exists on the Coinbase exchange. They are the custodian for all 12 entities that have applied for the ETF, spot price ETF. So you think like, I mean, that's beyond TA. That's not traditional technical analysis or, whatever, because this is just crazy. I mean, this stuff's happening, I guess, quietly. And you just got to wonder what the implications of all this is going to be. What crazy 9-year lows on exchange, a Bitcoin exchange amount, and then we have the SEC making a decision within the next 6 days, and Bitcoin just made its second to third highest daily candle close in 21 months. These are all pretty good. I mean, like, it could make someone feel optimistic. Not to say we know what's gonna happen next, man, because we don't. It's just interesting. So anyway, thought that was cool. And what other interesting development? You have Bitcoin going up, recovering, and then you have the S&P 500 making 3+ week lows and bearishly back testing the level before rolling over today. Closed near the lows at the end of the day. Okay, so who's the mysterious buyer? The mysterious buyers, most likely. Okay, let's go to XRP. I don't know. Has not recovered, right? We were talking about this. Has not recovered. I mean, you had the wick, right? But the daily close, right? was at 58.2 cents. And today, with Bitcoin closing up over 3%, XRP did not. XRP was up 0.86%, just closing barely above that high from March 2023. And just, they defended it. They defended the 200-day simple moving average just by the hair of their chinny chin chin. I mean, that was just so close. If you're asking me, like, hey, would you rather have Bitcoin or XRP? It's going to be Bitcoin all the way, all the time. Like, good God, dude. Garbage. Trading at the same price you saw Halloween. You know that's not the case with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is substantially higher than where it was in October. Halloween, man. Spooky. Okay. BNB, I don't even know. I think Sol is higher market cap, so we can look at Sol. But there you go, man. A good day today for BNB, closed up 2.5%, closer in line with Bitcoin's performance, and is just up against 330, this level that is just undeniable. February 2021, the highest daily candle close ever back then, and ever since then, a timeless place where market participants have limit orders set up, bids, asks, all kinds of stuff, right? Timeless. You'd think, hey, some profit-taking levels, all right. But if these buyers, and CZ and whatever, his cronies, if they get this thing above 350, which you just never know, if they do, easy to target for 430 and 500. If they are unable to breach this level, because it is pretty much Gandalf and Khazad-dûm at the bridge of Khazad-dûm, if it just repeats the same price actions done historically, all right, this is a top, you know. A pullback to 256 could happen. There's really been no back test of that level. So, but if I don't see how a back test can occur if it's performing so well now, and if all this stuff we're talking about plays out positively, that means like soon Bitcoin's going to make 21-month highs. It's going to be breaking all the resistances. There's just, then BNB's probably just going to ride the coattails, test 350 and possibly break it. Wow. Okay. So I guess we'll look at Sol, since it's it earned it on its insane recovery. Just chopping around, lower high. Recovered some off its lows from yesterday. It got $85 and now it's at $105. Another world, man. Volatility. Just talking about a 24% recovery off the lows. All we can do is stare at it. And it hit 124, 125 and pulled back. And, 82 is kind of like the next level. It almost tested it. It got, again, down to like 84 and change. Just ping pong in between levels, kind of like Bitcoin. But hopelessly bullish. Because higher highs, higher lows, long term. What a trend. It's crazy, man. But no action to take. Like nothing we could be like, oh, I'm optimistic. Just the optimism's already played out. It's crazy, man. So what we had WRX, the thing went nuts again yesterday, went up 30+%. Dang, man, what an engulfing candle. What a bullish back test. You're talking about just the technicals on an asset. Look at this, like candle high close and a wick high. That's like why I plotted 19-20 cents a long time ago. Okay, so that was breached officially December 28th. And we had a run and we've had a pullback, and all they did was reconfirm the validity of an area that was resistance as support. Because there's been support before. I mean, like once. It's almost always resistance, but this time now it's support. So you have a breakout back test, 20 cents. Not bad. Got to wonder if WRX is going to be running soon to the next, the next area of inflection, 32 cents. Almost got there a few days ago. But I think you're just bouncing between levels. Wow, isn't that crazy? I'm not sure. See, that's the thing. Most coins I looked at were just They were down 10% yesterday, and they rallied like 3% kind of on average, and there's nothing about them that's like special. I mean, if you just look at Ethereum Classic, and that 1, 2, 3, the third peak at resistance, that stagnation, that exhaustion, finally concluded with some sort of move down, but just maybe still a higher low. You see the high, then the higher high, but the lower levels on the oscillator, then the higher high again, and then the even lower levels. This was, you know, before I went on my New Year's trip. That was discussed. I mean, that's what BNB looked like in the summer last year before it collapsed. Good news is the collapse has just been inconsequential. No previous lows have been taken out, still rivaling them, and could be running to 2258 again. I think if you see 2258 again, I mean, that could be a really good sign. Good to see people again. I don't know, are y'all even saying anything worth talking about? Not really, no. Okay. So EDC, pullback, and barely any recovery. I think you're gonna find that across the board. Like Filecoin hit like a target, a harmonic target, pulled back, and it's still doing just fine. Back above 641, which I think is a pretty real level. So you've like broken back out, and you just never know the consequences of breaking back out above such a key level. From history, it's been resistance, 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 resistance. You're above it now. That you should, if you're a Filecoin holder, you got to feel optimistic. That is nothing. This pullback here is nothing. That's like, a short-term profit taking, and now you're back broken out above a key level, and there's really not much here till 758 again, and then eventually not gonna be much till $9.50, $10. So, damage assessment, none. Do you see a lower low? I don't. That was nothing. About Chainlink, we look at that. It's like you had a demand line that was like breached. Dang, man. Look at that. They freaking did it. Look at these people. Who are these people? Defending demand lines with closes, candle closes. Then like back testing like yesterday. And geez. I mean, you think like a lot of bearish divergence, 1, 2, 3, but still trying to put in the same low or higher lows. Super strong. I mean, that is just not bad at all. Surprised. You should be too. All right, Chainlink. Maybe headed back to 1567, 1642 for another test. You break it eventually, $20. $20. I think your cutoff, if you were trying to manage your risk, would be below 1367, somewhere below that low from December 18th. I think that's where you'd probably cut it off at this point, because you had that wick already. That might be it. That might be a play there, because you think about this low and this low. These two lows are higher than this low locally. That's like triple bottom stuff, but with the kicker, with the two higher lows higher than the first low. We've seen that many times before. Not in the best context, because it's like continuation and you're so close to resistance, but it could play. It could, dude. Okay, remember we're talking about 2 months ago was the time to be making the lowest risk entries you could ever dream of out of a textbook, a lucid dream, if you were to ever do it. And now all we have to like, all you got are these things. You got, oh, well, they went up 80%, 100%, and now they've been consolidating for a month to 5 weeks now, but they're not rolling over. They're trying to do this. They're trying to put in these two lows higher than this previous local low. You got to get creative with your risk management. You just have to, and understand, like you're trading continuations. You're not trading bullish reversals that developed over 300 to 500 days. One thing you got on your side is the fact that the trend has reversed. So the trend is not your friend. The trend wasn't really your friend, even at the type 2 return of these big 300-500 day harmonics. It had not reversed yet. Now you got it on something like Chainlink. The trend reversed, higher highs, higher lows. So you're trying to identify some sort of local double bottom potentially. Okay. Maybe divergence developing. What's up, Sleepy T? Dang, man. Disappointed. I thought you were gonna ask for something else. But did it play? Oh, there it is.
Sleepy T super chatted $49.99. Hi Mitch, can you check out Wolf? Love the channel.
Wu-Tang!
Sleepy T, thank you, man. We will look at Wolf. I wanted you to say Wu-Tang coin or Wu coin or whatever, just because I wanted to play the sound clip. Yeah, we can look at the Washington University Public Health Fund or whatever, right? Okay, from the office, you get it? We'll look at it. So we could just continue down the dusty trail of the S coins. So here is Cardano. 56.8 cents is, I mean, it's like the only thing that exists. It's not much of anything, right? Because up and down, up, there's nothing. It was just manufactured pretty recently, August 2022. It's not recently, but you get it. More recently than many years ago. It's just a candle high close from there. So it seems like the buyers are trying to, they did defend it with a close yesterday, which was just moments ago, right? 30 minutes ago. I don't see anything that really, I would do Chainlink all day over Cardano, but hey, they're getting above some level. You get it? I mean, how do you swing trade this? It's kind of tough. It's almost like impossible. It's just, I would just move on. I'm just looking at it because, we all know and love Charles Hoskinson's son. Okay. And we're also just doing a damage assessment. Let's look at Uniswap. That is an active trade setup. If you wanted to look at it, we can. This is kind of a little older, but the magic's already. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, what can you do when what you've identified has already played out to some degree, right? The M shape, the Gartley. Type 2 return, bullish divergence on the second low. So close to that inflection point 390 that you can have a sweet entry off that bullish engulfing candle. That was the signal candle. And to stop just below. Okay. And then first target, just C, right? Harmonic traders, aggressive harmonic trading, just C. Hey man, that doesn't seem like much, right? Back in the day, let's see, 460, 464. But that really is, that is 66%. Like if this was to play out, your position increases in value 66+%. And that's just target one, right? So you just can't come to me and be like, bro, do some trade setups, man. Come on. It's like, what do you want from me? We like, it happened. You get the first time. What did they do? They took some profit. Holy crap. But good news is, most likely what will happen on Uniswap, whenever it does, it could just keep on whatever, just okay. But then eventually you're going to get, second target, and eventually third target after another pullback. Layering out along the way, riding the waves. Almost $10. So just checking on these, they didn't really do what Bitcoin did.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
It's true. Very, very true. Like, what do we got to do, man, to make you understand that like there was the time and place to be making the most obscenely good reward to risk ratio arguments, and those times have passed. So you're just kind of having to, like, how do you, it's so, like, what am I going to do? Set a stop loss maybe below 576 here. There's just no edge. Like daily, just negative Momo building. You're below 697. You just hit the target. It's tougher. It really is. But hype in the chat for those that are that were in when it was appropriate and are still in, and they're just patiently waiting after taking at least 33% off the position. Okay. Just looking at these S coins for you, you know, I mean, I guess we could just sprinkle it in since, why not, man? What was it, Wu-Tang? No, Wolf. Dude, I thought the same thing. Oh my God. Wolf. Oh, Terra Wolf. Not an S coin. But maybe S coin related? Seems like a miner. Yeah, it looks like all the other miners. Yeah, this has to be a miner. Not on my list though. Might have to put it there. So what did you say that you wanted to about it? What was it about it that was cool? You know, a lot of times people will say, I'm looking at this because. What would you say? Nah, he said he loved the channel. I look at this and I see that the price is below 232, which is like IPO 1996 swing lows. Below it, unfortunately. I think you should have an alert set up because anything above that level could be insane. But the sad news is you're just not above it. You got to get above it. And I think a lot of these miners did that. They were breaking out, man. And then like 2 days of insanity. 10+%. What is it? 20% drawdown. And then Bitcoin like rallied. And then they opened, virtually like recovered. And then had the same type of drawdown and closed even lower than the day before. I mean, that is just wild. You very seldom see that. After a crazy run, and now you're back testing a level as resistance, that doesn't really... If you're back above 232 and you hear the beep, I'll feel a lot better about it. But until then, I got to kind of just be like, wait, let's get above the level. And then we hear the beep, I'm going to get way more optimistic. It doesn't take much. All it takes is that piece of data. Get above that level, and it could be the promised land. You could be running straight back up to $3+ again. Okay? That's Wolf.
Wu-Tang!
And we can more miners that they all look like the same kind of. But look at Marathon. What recovery. But look what happened. You cannot make this up. I drew these levels a long time ago. Because there's a reason why I plot these zones and levels. Because from history, it's exactly where they reversed before. So that's kind of how we draw a conclusion about where an adequate target might be in the future. Like, hey, man, if these buyers are able to break $21, it's a pretty good chance you're going to go straight up 31 to 30. And it happened within a week. And then they test that level like the Jesus. What happened? A drawdown straight back down that level, a check back. Because the market participants want to make sure that, hey, we broke that level, but did we really break it? And it seems like, I mean, with the follow through today, first, the candle yesterday, testing and bids coming in, but then the follow through today is great. So off its lowest low 48 hours ago, man, this thing's up 26%. Midpoint, right? Dead middle of the range from this, the historical inflection point range. So flip your coin, 31.27. Flip your coin back to 21. Look at this, dude. This is crazy. I mean, you had not seen yesterday and today the first two levels of negative momentum you had seen since freaking October 5th. Yeah, berserk, ridiculous. I think a lot we're doing similar stuff. Bit farms. I think you could be optimistic here. It really depends on Bitcoin's performance. Like, you got to see Bitcoin break 44.4 because what's the most recent actual event on the 4 hour now? Okay, you had the highest high, and then you had the highest low of the entire uptrend that I'm talking has been going on for literally a year on the 4 hour. But now, I mean, greater part of 12 hours, we know 44.444 repeating, of course. We know it's real from 2022. They've only tested it and that's it. They tested it and reconfirmed its validity as resistance. That's kind of the most recent event on the lesser time scales. So if you want these miners to really go berserk again, you probably don't want to see Bitcoin drawn back down to 42 for another just check back. Oh, we got to confirm the bottom here again because we haven't done enough confirmation lows. What a joke. Let's got to get another one. Okay, well, that's going to probably be bad for the miners short term. But man, if we could just start, just as early as a few hours ago, Bitcoin was at $44,800. And now you're at 44.1. You just got to break these levels, man. You break them, there's nothing for $3,000 plus. 48.6, but after 48.6, it's virtually nothing till 57, 58K. Nothing, man. Like green pastures, blue skies, or blue pastures, green skies. You know, for a lot of people, you know, no reality. Just Rudy Poo. SDIG made a miraculous comeback. I mean, up 16% today, up another almost 3% after hours. I like the 200-day moving average being tested, defended. That's kind of like inverted hammer stuff. And you got the fall through, but you're just testing inflection point. You see, it's kind of like Bitcoin at 44.4. Like you gotta break those levels, because that could, so it's like up thrust, and then this could be the back test of up thrust if we don't catch fall through from Bitcoin. It could be what is like on the market. The participants are understanding now, oh, what was once a resistance from January of 2023 is now once again resistance. I am once again confirming an old area that was resistance as resistance again. It's Bernie Sandersings or whatever, the level. So you gotta have some help. Bitcoin needs to do stuff. The bids need to continue to come in. Otherwise, the trade completes and you could be headed back down to the lower part of this range, which you wouldn't want. But this is the concluded trade setup. It was a buy low, sell high situation, target 1 and 2, 771, 922. From those levels, you're talking 87% appreciation in value of your position. And then your second was you literally over doubled your money. I think that's good enough, right? That's not bad. So yeah, it overshot the level a little bit because of some hype and mania, FOMO, craziness. But then you give it a couple of days, few days, yeah, right back below both targets of the trade setup. Yeah. You got to have a plan, man. You can't just be doing stupid stuff after the plan concludes with success. All right, so those are just some miners that did all right today. I mean, you know, double-digit percentage gains today. You can't even tell. What? This thing's up 16%, 3% after hours? Huh?
Is that a joint?
Nah, it's just SDIG. Okay, so just kind of, that was crypto. We've been talking crypto, man. Now we can go to the S&P 500 so you can see it's up 0.14% after hours. But as you can see, $470. Lowest daily candle close since the 12th. Excuse me. I guess it was the lowest 4-hour close since the 13th and the lowest daily close since the 12th. But check this. I mean, you know, you broke a support, and I'll show you 470.64. What is that? It's just a level that was at one time in history extremely important. Can't you see one test and then the second test? A confirmation high before what? A pretty major correction. Well, I mean, 4.65% correction. Okay, it's an index fund. But then a recovery. And then they tested again, and they failed. And then another 4% plus drawdown before rallying and then hitting all-time highs. But then, you know, the Bogdanovs died, and the Fed presidents got banned from trading stocks, and then drawdown, and then the lower high. The first lower high we had seen in a very, very long time. And then it was over. So you can't tell me 470.64 is not important, because look at the history of Battleground. And unfortunately,
Mitch, can you take another look at EPRA and see if anything has changed from last time you looked at it?
Thank you. What, G-Dog? Thanks, man. Hold on. Sorry. I was shell-shocked. I was stun grenaded. All the flashing lights, I'm not used to it. No, that wasn't even G-Dog. Why is it showing up? Hold on. G-Dog, thank you, man. That was not even G-Dog. Wow, sorry. I don't even know why it says recent G-Dog. I think it's because it's super chat. Sleepy T, thank you, man. Okay, got it. All right. BD. IIPR. Yeah, we can look at IIPR. So just to continue. Do you see an event occurred yesterday and today? Not once, but twice. That level that we looked at that's so effing real was reconfirmed as resistance again and then follow through. So you had the bearish divergence. You're doing the bearish price action to a historical level where you could be seeing a 4% drawdown. I mean, like, what happened? Almost literally always, at least going down to 457. But what's so cool about today is the fact that Bitcoin did not do this. Bitcoin was its own thing. And a lot of times, if you've been in this market long enough, you know, like, Bitcoin had been correlated to the stock market for a very long time, all the time, even the corrections, downtrends. Okay, so that has developed. Let's pay attention. Let's see if there's any follow through. If it's just a joke, man, money printer, and oh, they're not going to let this thing dump, man. To 480, to all-time highs now. We'll see. Just telling you today, like what's happening today. Dow Jones Industrial Average scammed again. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Decibel levels are low anyway, good. Well, Dow Jones hit all-time highs the date of December 13th. Today saw an intraday high, 37,715, amongst its highest levels in human history. But as you can see, during power hour and the last hours of trading, rugged, right, straight up rugged, and closed with, almost gravestone doji. But, if not, fine, we'll just call it a out of place, inverted hammer. Would you say, a shooting star? But nah, I think this was kind of the reversal candle right there. Evening, Evening doji star type behavior. So yeah, I just whatever. See it. The market participants have never back tested an old all-time high support, 36,958. You think eventually they would want to do that? Let's just do a check back. But other than that, you're gone, man. Right? You were just dollars away from all-time highs today. Wow. We're in bog season. Well, here's the NASDAQ extending its streak. It's a streak of red. Evening star, follow through, gap down, down, and down. Gap filled at least one of them, and at your lowest daily close since December 11th. And yeah, back at some level. I mean, it was a big deal back in February, April 2022. They closed at it. There weren't really any bids that came in. So you break that, I think it's pretty easy to say 14,171 would be on deck. So maybe they defend it, man. Maybe they defend it. It's just a crazy Jesus candle tomorrow, but it's 5 days. 5 red days in a row. Are we going to go for a 6th? It's the last time we had 5 red days in a row on the NASDAQ. Dude, it's been a while. Okay, because, we're 5 red candles in a row. Well, here are 5. But this one closed higher than this one, so not really. Anyway, okay, so just kind of a lot of selling. New year, new price action stuff. They were going for the check back on the IWM. but they failed, and now woefully below the top of the range, which is like 199 to 201. A gap filled yesterday, and yeah, you caught a little fall through today. A lower daily candle close today than yesterday, barely. Really not too much here, keeping you propped up. I would think like if you're gonna continue to draw down, maybe 188. You know, some swing lows, a few swing highs. That could be next. That could be on deck. Negative momentum is now trading. It's like at its highest level since August. Lowest relative strength reading since November, after a really big rally. And this is what we say. We look at this stuff and it's like, man, no opportunity. You just went on a crazy run. Just no breaks. The breaks always come. They never just keep going forever. So where are you looking for those breaks? Normally at resistances, and you thrusted. It was a false bullish breakout. And that's all we have. So those are your index funds, man. Let's look at gold. I mean, you got the most insane bearish divergence, even if it fails, and you got the 3 highs, and we discussed this yesterday. So for this to just not be reliable says something else about gold. If this gets invalidated, which I think it is invalid if gold starts breaking 2088, then this is, I think it's like, oh, wow, we are witnessing the complete invalidation of triple bearish divergence. That would say, what an overwhelming uptrend. If the buyers are in so much control that this is meaningless, you better look out for 2200 plus, because this is set up like to just have a more major drawdown. It's not really, you know, it hasn't happened yet, but this is kind of a leading indicator, like a divergence is a leading indicator. So we're waiting for the follow through from the sellers here to push this thing more, you know, down more significantly, but they haven't yet. And they may never, because again, like that's when you are in an uptrend and it's just too overwhelmingly bullish, there's just too much demand. You can have the most incredible bearish indicators, bearish patterns, and they can all get invalidated. You can get a break upwards of the rising wedge pattern, and they break it upward, and then positive momentum just starts building again. Yeah, that's overwhelmingly bullish conditions. So the verdict's still out on gold. That has shown very clear buyer exhaustion at a resistance, an all-time high resistance, but not much follow through yet from the selling. Dang, man. Okay, real quick, big shout out to Echo Leaf. Thank you for the 4 months of support, but he's an annual patron. And Patreon, he's annual, but he also supports the channel by being a Citadel member too, the premium Discord. Thank you, man. Like that's like unbelievable support. NBF, thank you for the 11 months of support in the Citadel, and then Godsu, thank you for the 9 months of support. Thank you, dude. And then just moments ago, about 5 minutes ago, Average Joe's Crypto just pledged annually. He took the black. So big freaking hype in the chat for him. Let's go, dude. Let's freaking go, man. Leroy Jenkins. Please clap. Thank you, dude. Pledging for the year. That's the single best way to support this community. Thank you, dude. And I think it's recommended. Like, I mean, like if you really do care about like setups, and you are an actual trader, you understand there are periods of time where opportunity is certainly higher than other times. Like again, right? 2 months ago, all these unbelievable textbook bullish harmonics that developed over 300 to 500 days, matured, type 2 return, bullish divergence on the weekly, easy to manage risk with a tight stop loss, and now up 100%. These assets have played out, and so now, right, like, oh, now you gotta if you're trying to like go long freshly now, it's so much tougher because they're up 100% plus, but they are consolidating. And again, something like Chainlink, you can try to get creative with some local price action, but it is just nothing like 2 months ago. So when you're in the annual Patreon, like, okay, you know, you're in it and you're continuing to invest in yourself and there's going to be opportunity all over the place, but it's like no opportunity this month. I'm just not going to be in the Patreon. But then 2 months, 3 months goes by and you're like, well, why would I be in the, and then it develops and you miss everything, right? So anyway, I don't think there were any more requests. Like, no requests, dude. No, PR. Oh, by the way, so speaking of bearish divergence, Jonathan, what do you think about it? What do you think about the bids coming in on Turtle?
I like turtles.
Thank you, Jonathan. Jonathan Nation. Right? Triple bearish divergence. It is undeniable. This is like cycle ending stuff. This is where you get insane drawdowns. But hey, what if there's too much demand? Bitcoin's certainly like carrying this in the past couple days. So gold and total market cap, triple bearish divergence, but it just hasn't played out yet. So okay. So, you know, what the, God, it sounds so real, dude. So, I'm talking about, I feel like we're in a movie on silver. Okay, this is like a movie where they're like the music, John Williams playing and the crescendos coming in. And oh my God, if they don't hit this right, the Death Star is going to blow up the planet and we're screwed. I mean, that's where silver is right now. Again, testing once and now that's a spring back to maybe the spring, now the back test of spring. Two lows that are higher than the previous discernible swing low from November. And guess what? Before that, higher than the low from October. So, and kind of like a potential reversal candle, if you catch any fall through today to the upside. It's just like, you know what I'm talking about, that music. The music before the Death Star explodes, that's playing on silver at this key support. Gotta wonder, man. Love Jeep, man. Try one up coin, man. Okay, we'll see what happens. We will see. And the good, you wonder, like, if you use your imagination and bids start coming on silver, which, dude, silver trading at the same price as 4 years ago, same price as, 11 years ago. Oh God. I mean, like, I'm not gonna be trading. My money would be in Bitcoin, not silver. But like, if you were gonna just try to swing trade silver, you know, if the rally came in, that's where you could start seeing the negative momentum wane and head towards neutral. And the closer you get to neutral, then you can start saying hidden divergence into classic bullish divergence. But a lot of stuff has to happen, and it's silver. It's a shiny rock. Swing trading a shiny rock, I mean, maybe, but you probably got a better chance on an S coin. Okay. So, hey, natural gas. Well, this isn't the one I look at, is it? No, I look at NG. Put my NG. Where is it? Natural gas. That was beautiful, man. Like, it was beautiful. It's like, you rally, then you made the higher high, and then look, man. So this is what I'm talking about. So you see,
many people don't know this, but I've been a member of Mitch's Patreon since early 2020. It's true, and it's been fantastic, absolutely fantastic. People ask me, Donald, how do you keep up with all these market moves? And I tell them it's because of Mitch Ray, his content, his insights. They're tremendous.
Wow, Trump, thank you so much, dude. Yeah, elephant in the room. President Trump has been a member of the Patreon for going on 4 years now. So thank you, dude. Thank you. So anyway, so you know what I'm talking about. Like, so we're looking at like, oh, total. You understand? Like, wow, man, bearish divergence on the daily, and it's undeniable by the grace of God. And then you look at natural gas, and then you see just a milder form of the divergence, because it's not the third test. It's only the high, then the slightly higher high with the lower levels on the oscillators. And that's what I'm saying, leading indicator. Where it develops, you can identify it. You can say, man, that's buyers exhausted here. There could be a more significant pullback. And you also understand you're completing a high to low fib extension 1618. You're at those levels where more significant reversals occur. 1618 with bearish divergence, or bearish divergence at key inflection points. You understand, like, in normal market conditions, not overwhelmingly bullish conditions, you get drawdowns. And this one was great. It was the lowest level seen since June of last year. But great news. Anything above 267, you can be very optimistic. But 267, I mean, that's just like a pretty mega level, where I think you could say like 360 in time. Now, they'll probably back test this. They might want to retest its validity, make sure it's actually a support. But just get this low is higher than these lows. So there is very subtly, more than before, accumulation. I mean, bottoming base going on natural gas. You could even be like, you know what, man? Dang. We got ourselves a freaking crazy looking shark garlic. What is it? Nah, it's too shallow. You know, an 886, it didn't go deep enough. I mean, 216 would have been good, but sometimes you just don't get there.
Can you look into dollar? Held
But
nicely
still,
the
786,
FUD.
84% retrace. What's up, Aurora? Drone Films, thank you for the 20 euros. Oh, Lagarde, she's gonna get you, dude. She just saw that in her ledger. Yeah, you're gonna get arrested. Thank you. We'll look at overpowered coin. Okay, so I don't know. I was just looking at natural gas and then oil. I want to look at oil real quick, because you know we were saying yesterday about the U.S. oil, man. Like, this could be certainly bottoming out. Look what's going on. You have a freaking insanely nice bat pattern. I'm sure Scott Carney, if he looked at it, he's brought it up. He's probably mentioned. And here it is. It's like, here's the 886, man. Like, you got yourself actually the bat. So I would understand, you know. There it is. And there can be no argument. And look here and listen, Larry. Remember we were talking about bearish divergence? Well, guess what? The complete opposite. You have classic triple bullish divergence. Give me this. I'm getting trolled here, man. There it is. One low. Wait. Here's a low. Here's the lower low. Here's the lowest low. The third low. And it's at the 88% retrace, the completion of an M shape. You could just use a little bit of critical thinking to understand this very well could be where a reaction occurs. And a reaction did occur. Now, unfortunately, just a bearish back test 75.25, very real level. This is inflection zone. But you just got to wonder here, this is how things bottom out. You know, this is like kind of how the S coins, they went through this deep and massive correction. And then eventually an M shape developed. And you're probably kind of only in the type 1 return here. But just, that's like lowest. That's the very beginning. That could be really good for U.S. oil stocks that look absolutely incredible, technically speaking. All right, hold on. My music ended. Bueller. Gotta wonder, you know, the wedge and the look, man. You gotta like think about it. Like you have two lows here, like one low, the second low. No one really knows. Then like these highs get captured, taken out. Somehow, wow, something that hasn't happened in a very long time happened. Higher highs than the previous highs. Wait a second, that's good. But then a pretty big correction, 88.6% correction. But wait a second, we've just potentially put in our first higher low since the correction concluded, baby. So you got a higher high and a higher low, two most recent discernible events. Cautious optimism. That's how bottoms get put in. Not calling it yet because it's a little too early, but you're witnessing more than before on U.S. oil. All right. Do we have another request? Yeah, since you stare at Bitcoin above 44,265, you call me when 44,444 PDF course gets broken, and I'm not talking about a Rudy Poo wick. I'm talking like candle close in less than 3 hours. Give me that, and then I'll feel a lot more confident. But I mean, the confidence is there, man. Again, more than before. Like, are you now like, yeah, the bearish Gartley, and then the utter underperformance of the Gartley, and then the buyers defending 42K near New Year's was incredible, and then your highest high of the entire rally, then your highest low, and then hidden bullish divergence on the 4 hour, and the buyers somehow defending what the candle closes, the 200 simple moving average on this pretty insignificant time scale. Just like, wow. They're doing a pretty wonderful job. Not just liquidating over leveraged degens, hunting stop losses. So they're just raking it in on the liquidations, and then they're acquiring more Bitcoin at the lowest levels. And now they're rallying it back up. It's like, almost seems like what almost a desperate composite operator is trying to do. Because they might know, man. They really might know what's coming. And they just had to get their last amount of coins they could before they can't anymore. Oh, IIPR. Yeah, we'll look at it.
Hey Mitch, should I hodl Space Mesh $SMH on CoinGecko or sell it for Bitcoins? Love your channel, by the way.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, we'll look at... Dang it, did y'all not hear it? I said I think I have a sinus infection. My ears are like popping and stuff. No, man, I said thank you for the nearly 1,800 rupees. I can only carry 500 rupees until I get an upgraded wallet. I feel like I'm playing Zelda, man. Thank you. Y'all didn't hear that. Wow. Not as good a delivery the second time. IIPR, he says, anything changed from the last time we looked at it? No, because this pattern is so ridiculous in size that this asset could come down to $80 and it's still fine. Like, as long as wherever, like they're just filling a gap now. Filling the gap from early December. But you could get something like this and all would be well with the world. If you get that, that's re-entry, like add to position to get a third low, that right there at an 886, the completion of an M shape in a long-term uptrend that screams someone's accumulating over and over and over again, but it would happen to be like a structure, like a Bulkowski structure, the 3 rising valleys. So if you got that, you'd end up probably getting hidden bullish divergence. Yeah, for sure. And it would just be very easy to manage risk if we ever got down to like $76, $77. It'd be incredible. So up here, I mean, I wouldn't be that surprised if we saw some more significant downside in the short term after such a nice run like that. But it's only to resolve into something where more market participants would be able to identify this structure and they would have higher confidence in that structure. And so that means more market participants will be going long. And then normally after something like that develops, you get something like this. Yeah. So no, I think like more downside would make sense and it would be awesome if we could get something like that. If not, well, whatever, then, you know, it wasn't meant to be, but I'm just looking ahead here. I should mute my mic more so I get more chat engagement. Yeah, let's do that. I'm just going to mute my mic.
Chargersl 21 tipped $25. Thanks, man. Clinking beer mugs.
We will look at thanks, man, to the US dollar. Thank you, dude. Sure thing. Cheers, dude. Thank you. Hope the newborn is doing well and has been baptized in the holy waters of the TA. Thank you. Okay, was it to Tether or what is this exchange? Gecko? Coin Gecko. I don't see it, man. Are we sure it's that? Space mesh? Bro. Am I missing something? Space? Mr. Rupee, Vibov, can you tell me more about that? Because I don't... It's space mesh, sir. Space mesh. Am I misspelling space mesh? Because it's not on TradingView. It's not on TradingView, unfortunately. I can't look at it. That's the rule. It's been a rule for... Dang, dude, like, you know, we're like a month away from 6 years.
WHDS up, Ma. Can we look at $Sumo on OKX?
The answer is yes. Charizard, thank you, dude. Sorry to... Hey, if you want to, type in something else that's on TradingView and I'll look at it, okay? I can. That's the best I can do. Thank you, man. I do appreciate your contribution. Sammo, and while we'll do Sammo while we wait for the new S coin from Vibov. Sammo on OKX. All right. Some weed. Queen. Ugh. Thank you, dude. You just wanted to mess with the lights. Well, it's just going to be like all the others. I mean, yeah, it could be hidden bullish Everton soon. Never in my life looked at this. So I would plot a level here. The candle low close back from January 2022. That's probably why you requested it. Yeah, right there. What a hammer. Good God. Swing low there. Right there, candle close, candle high close. It's been tested as support before. So those are the levels. Those are the big levels. You know, I get it just for the sake of seeing what happened where the wick low from January 2022 was defended by buyers. So I'm not, you know, be like, oh, is that an M shape? You know, I'm not really into drawing harmonics after the runs. Like, they're just not. I mean, they play out and they just make lower highs and dump. You know, a nice engulfing candle yesterday. I would think, like, if you were gonna, man, it's so like limited. It's not really great, but if you made me. The only place I would set I'd set a stop loss up like right around 1.19 cents, maybe a little lower, but that's it. I mean, if you were going long, it's like you see the buyers defended the level, then they confirmed that the level is support still, and now you have like a signal candle. That's kind of the only reason why I'd say anything like that. It's not really conventional. It's just, you know, there's just a few variables. And the price action that has just occurred. That would be your cutoff. You get it? You get why? Because if you don't hold this level, if the price falls below that 1.19 cent level, you don't want to own it because the downside potential is so vast. You could get destroyed. So that's probably how I'd play it. If I had to, I certainly wouldn't. But if you wanted to, there you go. That's all I got for you. There you go, Jameson. Well, I mean, what S-Coin did you and Private Winds not post 900% ago? That's the question. What did he... So, he doesn't want Space Mesh. Vibov, man, we were waiting for you, dude, to give me another S-Coin to look at if you are inclined. And it seems like you may have declined. Okay, so I think been plenty discussed in this 1 hour and 15-minute live stream. Be sure to hit that like button, that bell, that sub if you care. But one thing we should look at, because this is like what I'm talking about, BTU. This is a trade setup, and it's not really played out yet. But man, it's such a simple bread and butter type of situation where you can see a range between 1877 and 33 bucks. Okay. But then there's more to it. Scaling out, you can see 2017 swing low, undeniable. Buyers recaptured that level in September of last year, and then after recapturing it, they reconfirmed its validity. Back above the 200-day simple moving average in a more long-term uptrend. Trend your friend. Some value there. Worth a shot. Today, highest daily candle close since October 18th. Multi-month highs on the close. And it's just the beginning, because once you start breaking 26 bucks, see at 33 and probably beyond. The year of the energy. EGLD. We can look. We can look. That's all I can say. Thank you so much, man. Let it play real quick. Oh, yeah, OP. Sorry. My bad, dude. Let's look at OP. And then we will look at that. Yeah, my bad. OP down 1.43% on the day.
What about EGLD? What are some good accumulation levels,
like this,
and at what point would you sell?
It held nicely through the FUD, but it's done. Like, the trade's over. Like, it concluded. If it continues, wow. It probably will continue, but it might take 3 months plus. You're hitting an all-time high, 1272. You are currently above the aggressive target areas. It's over. This was identified in October. It was incredible. There was another one back in December of 2022 that played out brilliantly. So there's no structure here that implies time to go long. This is really high risk up here. This is like, let's go long on the S&P after that huge run. You had your chance. The OP comet is pretty much at its furthest away distance from Earth right now. The OP comet, where it was visible to the naked eye and a telescope, was in October, November. It's over now. This is, people have taken profit. They've created NFTs of it. It's like a baseball card. We made our money. It's done. Now you have to wait for a very long period of time before something develops that will make this, incentivizing for a potential long. The upside is limited here based on the fact that it appreciated in value from its lows. 222%, man. Never really gonna be a great play to trade something that's just done that and is still elevated. Now I get it. If buyers can keep the price propped up above these levels, this 295 to 230 level, or I'm sorry, 295 to 323, it might run again, but you are just flipping coins. You're just hitting the roulette wheel. Like, you have an edge, you can play poker, you can play a game of skill. You're up here, you're playing roulette and slots. You're playing the game of chance. Sure, it could keep going. Anything's possible. Yeah, freaking pink balloon elephant could fly by my window right now. I'm sure it could happen. Reflare, thanks for the 15, man. He wants Zen. USTD, you mean USDT, right? Hopefully. Thank you, dude. Well, we can look at that. Let me see here. By Bob, did he ever say anything else? Did he ever? No. He didn't want anything else. EGLD was next. Okay. And then we will look at Zen. Another one where if you were going to do something, it probably would have been like, closer to the wedge. This kind of one where I wouldn't have touched it anyway. I didn't give a crap. Look, it was so garbage that they were taking out the bottom of the falling wedge, but it did confirm a little bottom down here, reminded me of another one. And then just straight line up. And now, like you asking, in the dead middle of two levels, 53.30 and $68, is there a structural development that makes sense? Look how long this wedge took to develop. I mean, from June 2022 all the way to November 2023, a year and a half for resolve with a breakout, bullish breakout. No, like there's no, like, it can go up, right? We just talked about.
Can we look at my
possible.
favorite coin today, Hex?
Nope. We can't. Remember, there's a rule against known scammers that flee to Russia after they rug pull their devout following. So no, but thank you, dude, for the 20. You can whatever you want. You know, if you don't ever have to tip again if you don't want. I think you're joking, but no, we can't. So thanks. It's a fake. Oh yeah, Mr. Lodic. it's a fake ex. It's a fake guy. It's a fake Lodic, dude. All right. So there is, if you're asking from like the perspective of a swing trader, there's nothing to do here. We can just stare at it. And if you hit the slot wheel and it lands on jackpot, congratulations on applying no skill to a game of chance. And then you hit that wheel again and it collapses. Congrats. There's actually like bearish divergence that playing out. It's probably going to rally if Bitcoin rallies. Big if. Bitcoin has not been able to break 44.4. It just bearishly back tested it. So I would say no. If you were in on this from the lows, I'd be out. I wouldn't be messing with this garbage at this point. But hey, you do your thing, dude. Bearish divergence on the RSI like crazy too. Again, there's just probably if you're out there and you're gonna tip me to look at an S coin, there's an extremely high chance there's nothing to do. There's no opportunity. You know why? Because you missed it. Because you had your chance 2 months ago to request it, and they've all played out. If they were gonna, even the ones that didn't show much of an edge, they all played out too. The time is gone. You missed it. For reasonable entries with strategic like entries and stop losses at key inflection points from history with deep 886s, 95%, 98% retraces, you missed it. So if you're going to request an S coin, understand that. We're going to look at it like this and just laugh at it like no one cares. This is garbage. And it's just going to the roulette table. Mr. Lodic, you made it, man. People are impersonating you. That's when you've made it.
What the is this piece of?
Thank you, dude. Wow, it would be you quoting Lauren Armstrong? Not a whole lot. Why don't you take a seat over there? Let's see. Was that it? I think that was it, dude. Yeah, we got through it. Where should you start dumping? $68 was the time to be dumping, and then you could just continue dumping and then just wait for a more pronounced pullback. But hey, man, what if it pivots and rallies? Then I just told you it's coin flip. Look at this. Remember a higher high, then a slightly higher high. Bearish divergence on the oscillators. It implies buyers are exhausted, and it has appreciated probably 200% in value from the bottom. Oh my God, 238%. I mean, it's over. You missed it. Now you're just asking to lose craploads of money in a very short period of time, just longing this crap. So again, if you were asking me, if you like, hey, a traditional target of a wedge, okay, just for the sake of education. All right, there's the size of the structure from the breakout. Well, a 100% measured move of this structure was right there at 64.80. So that'd be an exit target. That'd be like trade is complete. Trade is complete on a wedge breakout. And if you were asking about Fibonacci on the wedge, high to low, 50%. And a 618 traditional wedge Fibonacci targets. So layering out at 46, exiting at 51, or you could do all three. Take profit one would be at 50% at $46. The take profit two, 618, 51.60, and then take profit three, the 100% measured move of the falling wedge at 64.80. The trade's complete. It's over now. Like if it keeps going up, you win the lottery. Congratulations. And we know sometimes they do. But remember, if it's really in an uptrend, You think about trades as chapters, and you think about the trend itself as the book. You can read a chapter, conclude the chapter, and there might be another chapter after that. The book could continue. But for the trader, we're just when we have the conclusion of the chapter, we're out of the trade. It's over. But the uptrend could continue, and so again, new chapters could be in the book. Or the trade plays out in more conditions, and that's it. That was a one chapter book. And that book, it took the writer hundreds of days to write that book or that chapter, which would be the structural development, the wedge, which is a inherently bullish reversal pattern. Well, the reversal played out, and now it's over. Does that make sense? I hope it does, man. If not, we got bigger problems. Please understand that EGLD was a request. Someone paid to look at this, and I am spending time on it. And I know that if you keep saying, look at Zen, it's like, how would you, Reflare, how would you feel if I was looking at Zen and then someone else that had tipped me after you started spamming their S-Coin? Like it's more important, right? Someone tipped the same amount of money as you, and I'm looking at this for them, and you're next.
Uranium Plaza.
So no need to like continue to spam. I'm not going to forget. It's okay. Sometimes I do, but I have people that let me know. What's up, Mom? Yeah, we'll look at that. No, did not forget. What is showing up on my... Oh, okay, got it. No wonder. No name? No, we can't. Literally. One more person asked that. You know what's going to happen to you. You will lose your privilege and ability to type in this chat. Now I'm catching on. I smell something. Well, I mean, you know, is this what he wanted? No, this is Ren, not Zen. Oh my God. Hold on. Okay, let's see here. I'm checking my notes. Okay, Zen, Horizon, Zen, loser, garbage, trash, basement. Okay, whatever. So just plotting a couple levels. Pretty pathetic, man. I mean, it kind of reminds me of like Zcash and Dash, where it's like, yeah, it's at the basement and no one cares. Like some bids came in, and I guess if they can defend 650, it looks like it's like coming. Look at the one high second. Look at the classic distribution that occurred before this major drawdown. Beautiful. Beautiful, man. Confirmed distribution after the highest high. That's wonderful. Back below the 200-day simple moving average. And rivaling the lows from September. Something that performs this miserably is something I would never touch. Like something that just underperforms this bad. Why? What are you doing to yourself? Well, you don't have to play the game, this game you're playing. You don't have to play this. Well, it's like one of the worst performing cryptos I've ever seen. So I'm going to request it and we're going to look at it. You don't have to play this game, man. You could go long on an oil stock that's in an uptrend. They're back testing key levels at support, double bottoming, divergent, all these crazy good things and long established uptrends. The trend's your friend. You got Warren Buffett, backing you too. Like Zen coin?
AI ETF dipped $30. Hi Mitch, can we look at the ETFs, Tech B and bots?
AI, sure. Sure we can, thank you. So, I mean, cool, I guess you're at the basement, so, but you might be at the basement for literally ever. It's really cool what happened, the way the TA was respected bearishly, where you had this old high from August 2020. I love how they up-thrusted, and then you got, this is education, man. It's beautiful. You got confirmed price action. The sellers confirmed what was once a resistance is resistance again. Beautiful. And now you're nearing 650. The close you are to 650, I guess, is like a level where you could strategize an entry, but there's no structure here yet. It could be 1, 2, 3, but dude, no one's buying it. It's just like, why? What are you doing? Why? Don't do it to yourself. Yeah, we got an M shape that could be maturing here, or like nearing its completion. Dang, man, we got a freaking Gartley bat combo. Yeah, so I wouldn't take action on this right now, and it would take a lot more data to make me kind of feel like, okay, maybe we should do it, but probably never, dude. It's garbage. There's 46,000 volume. 46,000 volume. It's like you and like 100 other people are trading this in the world. Like, no, garbage. You want 1 million volume minimum. But best of luck to you, though. I appreciate the contribution, but this is garbage. This is a huge loser. All right, let's check this out, man. Remember, I'm ill, dude. I am ill right now. I have an ailment. I'm trying to recover. So don't get me going, dude. QVX, Uridium. All right, 300,000 volume. Good. Not much volume at all, man. It definitely does not meet the criteria of what we want on an asset if we want to trade it. But despite all its problems, if we were just gonna like try to use this as an educational moment, could try. So like, hey man, here's like a pretty real level of inflection. Okay. Below that. Okay, so if you could get like they could get some sort of like back test here of 9.2 to 9.6 cents. I mean, that's an area where you could set up a reasonable entry and stop loss. You would have your stop loss somewhere marginally below 9.2 cents. I do like the fact that the asset has lost 88 to 95% of its value from its low to its high. It's like a completed M shape. So you're in the right place, right area. The X, the A, the B, the C, the D stuff. Okay. But just know, like, the closer you are to 9.2 cents to 9.6 cents, the closer you are to being able to strategize an entry and a stop loss. The further away you are from that, the harder it is. Because if you enter now, just know, like, if you want a strategic stop loss, you still have to have it below those levels. And that's, you have a lot of downside before you see in that level. I mean, you got 17 to 22% downside. Probably a golden cross incoming. You already got the golden cross. Golden cross happened mid-November. Below the 50. Again, too low a volume. But again, that's the way you could size it up. And it's just, so many levels, dude. Like, here's this first high, the IPO right there. You can see how it's been support, it's been resistance, it's been support, And there was such a lack of demand that the buyers were unable to hit that level twice. So maybe, you know, again, you need to see closer to that. And you could take a chance, I guess. But I just, again, you have unlimited assets to look at, to trade. Why? We got to move on, though. Thank you. TECB. Breakthrough multi-sector ETF. Tech breakthrough. Whew, man. You know what sticks out to me more than anything? The bear shark completing. It is just like the Qs. It's too perfect, man. Good God, it's like a dream. Wow, it's like you can't make this up. That's extremely high risk. You get it in a W shape that is the size of Jupiter. How many days? 775-day large bearish harmonic. I'm sorry, it's just high risk. It's completed. So this is the last place in the world you'd be looking to take fresh longs. Again, I'm not looking at tech right now. Tech, your oil stocks. Tech, limited upside, potential major reversal implications off of this W shape if it actually plays out. So sure, it could run up to 113.44 again. Hadn't yet. New year, new price action too. I'm concerned about that. Wow. The bearish shark, beautiful. Just at a type 1 though. Like, so we're looking for a reaction. Reaction and give us a gap fill at 38.20. I would never go long on anything like this, and I'm probably not looking to go short either. Just look, man, because oil is in an uptrend, and if it's in an uptrend, I'm looking to go long on assets and uptrends, and looking for bullish structures in bullish trends. So here, no thanks. You had your chance. It was a dragon. It was the dragon down in October 2022. Google, 3 rising valleys. Amazon, inverse head and shoulders, bullish back test. Shopify, 3 rising valleys, inverse head and shoulders into 3 rising valleys. There were tech stocks that you had opportunity. It's over. Like, you're as far away from the comet, the TECB comet, as you could ever be. To the other side of the solar system. Okay, moving on. It's just like the Qs. Bots, which is like what your robotics, artificial, or the AI ETF bots. Yeah. Same type of situation. Not as good though. Jeez. Yeah, so it's been a while since I've looked at this, but we have been here. So you had the completed 886, right? That was 886, X, A, B, C, D stuff. Beautiful. Look where you went. You went to the golden zone, high to the low. I plotted this golden zone. Apparently there was a channel added to, and you broke that channel. Look what happened when that channel broke. You had 20% downside for recovery, and now you're drawing down again. So... But this was like a target area of this ETF, and it made it to the near high end of the golden zone. Probably like a 56, 57% retrace. So, can clean it up. Inverse head and shoulder stuff too. Now, I don't like anything. Bots, I would hate this asset below 2740. That is an undeniable level. No one in the world that looks at charts could argue with this level. January 2018 peak. they have now failed to keep the price above that, and they have possibly put in a lower high than previous high. I'm just not really interested in an asset that is doing that, because the downside potential, what happens? Straight up and down. Look up and then down. And then what? You broke it, you back tested the levels as support, and then you went straight up, and then straight down, and then straight up. And what do you think could happen if they have failed and put in a lower high distribution? It could go straight back down to 23.13. I'm not saying it's like, hey, that's foolproof and you should go short. I'm just saying that pay attention. And bearish divergence. Look, a high, the higher high. Undeniable bearish divergence there on the MACD histogram. So I think you can't really like this below 2740. Being so close to it, because that just means max downside for the next key levels. That's it. All right, so that was last request. And we've got Bitcoin elevated the highest high and the highest low of the entire uptrend. This lasted a year, over a year. The highest high and the highest low with the candle close. 200 moving average defended. What could be a demand line defended as well. Almost like higher lows, sell wall. But unfortunately at 44,444, they upthrusted through it. Upthrust means they broke it, and then shortly after the failure occurred. And now you have a back test of upthrust. That's the most recent event. So you really want to see buyers take out 44444 soon. You've got hidden bullish divergence implying continuation, but anything like this would be unbelievable, like crazy good. But yeah, you got to break that. These two levels I'm showing you, they're very real, but above them, $3,000+ in a day possibly, if you could break 45.5. So that's all I got for you today. Thank y'all for coming out. Appreciate the likes, love, support, contributions, everything in between. Average Joe's, thanks for repledging the annual Patreon. My God, man, that's like hugest support you could give. And I'll just be back. So until next time, respect the TA.
Good.